Now you guys get me. Hello guys, it's good to be here for my day job. I'm a middle school math teacher. So I'm used to talking to a room full of people that don't like me. This is normal, you know. I used to have a different career. I used to be a market research analyst. And then I decided to move into education because I figured if I'm gonna spend my work days making PowerPoints for people that don't want to read them, I might as well get paid less. So moved into teaching. It's fun being a teacher because like kids in middle school age now are like, you know, they're like born in 2012, they have their own language, you know what I mean? And it's like undecipherable to teachers now. Like teachers think it's funny. Teachers are like, when we were growing up in middle school, we didn't say like skibbity, riz, aura points, you know? When we were in middle school, we just used homophobic slurs. That's how we did it back in 08, man. It was a different time. I don't know, I like drinking. Drinking is fun. Right? Hell yeah. I like drinking, but I'm trying to take a step back from drinking, trying to cut back. And actually, I took a break recently, and I'm glad I did because I learned some stuff by myself. I learned that I'm better at doing stand-up when I'm sober. Right? Also better at my day job as a teacher when I'm not drunk. And if I'm being honest, I think I'm better at everything when I'm sober. Yeah, I'm better at everything except for feeling joy. Find that alcohol aids with that, you know? I'm a Jew. Thank you for clapping for that. That's cool. I'm not very religious, but I did have a bar mitzvah. For those of you guys not familiar, bar mitzvah is an ancient Jewish ritual where families from Long Island show off their wealth. When I grew up in the South, I grew up in Virginia, so there were not like a lot of Jews around me where I grew up, right? So I didn't have an experience like that. So like when I was in 7th grade and I was deciding who from my middle school class I wanted to come to my bar mitzvah, I was not just deciding who was going to be there at my bar mitzvah, I was deciding who from my 7th grade class would ever in their life be in a room with more than 2 Jews, you know? That's the type of power I wielded, you know what I mean? And I know some people who grew up in like the New York City area, and they had these like lavish bar mitzvahs with a theme. Like I have a friend who had like a New York Yankees themed bar mitzvah, and I know someone who had a Broadway themed bar mitzvah. The theme of my bar mitzvah was just Jew. We didn't want to over-Jew it, you know what I mean? We just kept it simple, you know? I had a good childhood. And my, when I was like 12 or 13, my parents put me in guitar lessons because they wanted me to fuck. I think that's why you put your kid. They weren't like, yeah, let's raise the next Jimi Hendrix. They were like, let's have grandchildren. You know what I mean? They were like, they saw women adolescents was headed. They were like, let's teach this virgin some scales. You know, let's get him out there. You know. My mom's a gynecologist. She had a private practice right next to the high school. So she saw more of my prom date than I did. Should have practiced those scales. In retrospect, you know? I'm a short guy. No claps for that, goddamn. No love for the short kings. I'm a short guy, and I've always been attracted to shorter girls. I think because I like talking down to women. You know, you can't really be a misogynist from this angle, you know? I gotta go for the petite ones, you know? I have a girlfriend now. I do be fucking now. I have a girlfriend now. Yeah, hell yeah. She's down here where I like them, and you know, when you're dating someone for a long time, you learn a lot from each other. Like, for me, she's learned a lot about, like, the NBA draft lottery and how it's rigged against small market teams and how the Charlotte Hornets are doomed for eternity. And, like, for her, I've learned when to stop talking, you know? It's a little mutual learning we got going on. I lost some weight this year. I used to be a chunkier boy. I used to look worse, basically. I went to the doctor at the beginning of the year, and the doctor was like, you need to lose weight. And I was like, yeah, I figured. But she confirmed that I need to lose weight by using a medical instrument called a scale. So now it's like confirmed. But I've been losing weight. I've been going to the gym almost every day. And there's some days when I'm at the gym, and I'm just not really feeling it, you know? And on those days, what I'll do, I'll go on the Stairmaster. And I'll go on the Stairmaster until I've climbed to a height that I could kill myself from. And then I start my day. All right, guys, that's my time. My name is Zach Mandel.